Hello, you're watching Vietnam News Agency's Daily Bulletin. Following as the headlines.
Vietnam government vows more favorable conditions for Google. Seminar promotes Vietnam Thailand trade. Internet users amount to 52% of population.
The government of Vietnam will continue creating possible conditions for the world's major IT groups, including Google, to expand operations in the country. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng made this promise during a reception for Google CEO Sundar Pichai in Hanoi on December 22nd. At the meeting, the Prime Minister lauded Google's global fame and brand, especially its contributions to popularizing knowledge and increasing information and education access for people worldwide. Vietnam is experiencing a golden population structure, he said, adding that 52% of the country's 93 million population have internet access, and most of them use Google. Prime Minister Dũng highlighted Vietnam's market economy, intensive integration, economic, trade and investment ties with almost all economies globally, and the country's incentives for the information technology sector. For his part, Sundar Pichai revealed that his group will implement a number of projects to help Vietnam train IT engineers and experts, promote the country's tourism, and support small and medium-sized enterprises in entering the world market via e-commerce. Google expects that Vietnam will become one of the group's most important markets, he said, pledging to work harder in the time ahead to further contribute to the country's socio-economic and IT development. A meeting was held in Hanoi on December 22nd to inform diplomatic delegations and international organizations in Vietnam of the 12th National Party Congress.
Ambassadors, charge d'affaires, and representatives from international organizations in Hanoi attended the event. Hoàng Bình Quân, head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for External Relations, said the 11th Party Central Committee decided to convene the 12th National Party Congress in Hanoi from January 20th to 28th. He said the theme of the Congress is to build a transparent and strong party, promote national strength and socialist democracy, comprehensively and systematically accelerate national reform, ensure national defense and a peaceful and sustainable environment, and strive to become a basically modern industrialized country. 1,510 delegates, representing more than 4.5 million party members, will attend the Congress, which will elect a new party Central Committee. Quân also said the party Central Committee will inform diplomatic delegations and international organizations in Vietnam about the results of the 12th National Party Congress right after it concludes.
A number of activities took place in Phnom Penh on December 22nd to mark the 71st founding anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army. Let's take a look. Representatives from the Vietnamese Embassy, Defense Office, businesses and community in Cambodia offered incense at the memorial dedicated to Vietnamese volunteer soldiers in Phnom Penh. The same day, delegations from the Cambodian Defense Ministry and Royal Army High Command also led wreaths and observed a 1-minute silence in memory of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers who died in Cambodia. General M. Vansarath, Secretary of State of the Cambodian Defense Ministry, spoke highly of the sacrifice of the Vietnamese soldiers who helped his country escape from the Khmer Rouge genocide. Vietnam's Ministry of Home Affairs will provide short-term training for 20 staff members from its Lao counterpart each year. The agreement was reached during the talks between the two ministries in the Lao capital city of Vientiane. At the talks, Vietnamese Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Can Tho and his Lao counterpart Kham Mun Phi Phong Say agreed to boost bilateral cooperation, exchange of information and experience across fields such as public administration, local government, emulation and reward, and archives. They also stressed the need to further promote the solidarity, friendship and cooperation between the two ministries in line with requirements and tasks of each side. At the end of the talks, the deputy ministers signed a cooperation agreement for the 2016-2020 period. The Vietnamese delegation has been on a working visit to Laos from December 19 to 22nd. A seminar promoting Vietnam Thailand trade was held in the Mekong Delta city of Can Tho on December 22nd.
At the event, the Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau introduced the exhibition Expand Your Business Opportunities in ASEAN and the Trade Promoter Reward Program to participants. The Bureau said Thailand hosted a total of 103 international commercial fairs featuring food industry, agriculture, automation, healthcare and infrastructure last year. During the period, more than 2,400 Vietnamese visited exhibitions in Thailand, becoming the fourth largest source of arrivals from Southeast Asia. Vietnam is the 11th largest importer of Thailand, with Thai goods accounting for 20.4% of the total imports in the country. Thailand is currently among top 10 investors in Vietnam, with over 300 valid projects. The two countries are striving to lift two-way trade to $15 billion by 2020.
Vietnam retails its position in top 5 of the world's largest garment and textiles exporters, earning $28 billion from these key staples in 2015. More details coming up next. Representatives of the Vietnam National Textiles and Garment Group unveiled the figure at a press briefing in Hanoi on December 21st. This year has seen export growth from major markets such as the US, the Republic of Korea, Japan, and the EU. The group forecast that 2016 would witness positive signals in Vietnam's key export markets, with the expected growth of 8% to between $29.5 billion and $30 billion. Freshly signed free trade agreements will give a momentum to attract foreign invested garment and textiles projects in Vietnam and boost domestic production. In 2015, the group completed its equitization plan and invested in numerous textiles and fiber projects, helping to raise the localization rate to 65% by 2020. Developing criteria for providing loans for aquaculture, particularly shrimp raising in the Mekong Delta, was the focus of discussions at a workshop in Can Tho City. We have more in the following report. The event on December 22nd presented opportunities for stakeholders in the sector to share experience and facilitate access to financial assistance in the region. President of the Vietnam Fishery Association Nguyễn Việt Thắng highlighted the difficulties facing the sector in drawing foreign investment and accessing loans, particularly among small-scale producers, as well as lack of connection between production and consumption. Thắng added, meanwhile, enterprises and farmers in the sector have high demand for financial assistance to upgrade and expand their production to meet their requirements of sustainable development. As of 2014, the aquaculture industry produced 6.3 million tons of aquatic products and created jobs for about 4.7 million workers. It also earned a record $7.9 billion from export to more than 160 nations and territories in the world. The shrimp sector accounted for half of the amount and created jobs for some 700,000 households. The northern mountainous province of Yên Bái stands ready to provide investors with all possible assistance, including necessary infrastructure. Provincial officials have made this pledge at an investment promotion conference in Hanoi. Apart from favorable geographical and natural conditions and plentiful natural resources, Yên Bái also lies on the Kunming-China, Lào Cai, Hanoi, Haiphong key economic corridor. Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Committee, Phạm Thị Thanh Trà, declared that Yên Bái will also offer investors with incentives in terms of land, workforce training, and trade promotion. In a bid to provide skilled laborers for major projects, Yên Bái is developing vocational training establishments to improve the quantity and quality of its workforce. Chairman of the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Vũ Tiến Lộc, held Yên Bái as well positioned to draw investment in industry, trade, and services since it connects transportation among northern mountainous provinces. But Lộc said there remains untapped potentials in high-tech and mining. Vietnam's fast-moving consumer market is seen as a magnet for foreign investors, and it is expected to outpace major markets like India and China with an annual growth rate of 20% by 2020. More in the following report.
Fast-moving consumer goods or consumer packaged goods are products that are sold quickly at a relative low cost, such as beverages, processed foods, milk, toiletries, and tobacco. The latest statistics released by the Ministry of Industry and Trade show that after China, Thailand is Vietnam's second biggest supplier of consumer goods, with its garments and household utensils present in nearly 8,600 markets across the country. Besides, Japan and the Republic of Korea are penetrating into the Vietnamese market through chains of convenience stores. The ministry forecast the total revenue of the consumer goods-related sectors in Vietnam will hit $140 billion in 2016, thus creating great opportunities for fast-moving consumer goods businesses at home to boost production and expand the market. Domestic companies are encountering a spate of difficulties, such as weak financial capacity and dependence on imported materials. In order to boost the country's consumer goods sector, local businesses were asked to improve their product quality and production and processing capacity, especially in the field of food hygiene, while building brand names for their products. They were also urged to build sustainable distribution channels and develop new products to stimulate consumption demands.
The rate of Internet users in Vietnam has skyrocketed over the past years, reaching 52% of the country's population by the end of November. This fact is posing challenges to state management agencies in ensuring fair competitiveness among Internet service providers as well as legitimate interests of users.
The Ministry of Information and Telecommunications reported that Vietnam now has more than 120 million mobile subscribers, or 133 subscribers for every 100 people. The number of landline telephones dropped strongly to 6.7 million, while the number of broadband internet subscribers rose to 36 million, equivalent to 40 subscribers for every 10 people. To date, 6 businesses were already licensed to provide mobile services. 72 firms were permitted to offer telecommunication services, and 63 others were allowed to supply internet services. In the face of the robust development of telecommunications infrastructure and services, the Telecommunication Bureau has closely followed the market's changes and collaborated with relevant agencies to promptly prevent and handle unfair competition and violence.
And that's the end of our program. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.